It is finally the holidays, and we love that we get to decorate our home and celebrate the reason for the season. We love having time together, and decorating is one of the things that traditionally we do together. We don't have anything super fancy. We're pretty simple in our home. Our tree is full of our family ornaments, from ornaments that the kids get each year to handmade crafts that they put together. But one of our favorite traditions is setting up our little Christmas village. The kids have a really hard time keeping their hands off of it. Each of the stockings are handmade either by Grandma or Mom, ready to be filled with holiday cheer. When you enter our home, our entryway is actually really simple. We like to decorate with evergreens and pine cones. They're very simple, they look great with any color and any light fixture. And pine cones just add a little bit of the outdoor beauty into our home. Christmas in our home is simple and really focused on the reason for the season. We love celebrating together and celebrating with family and friends and neighbors. One of the big traditional things in our home is that we make treats to bring to teachers, neighbors, and friends. So today I'm going to share with you two of our family favorites that are always a game changer when it comes to giving treats out during the holidays. The first recipe is one from my childhood that my mother made every single year, and one of the reasons I love it is it's fast and it's easy. This is a recipe for microwave fudge. To start, you're going to place your butter in the microwave and let that melt down. Then you're going to add your sugar and your evaporated milk. You're going to mix these well, and then you're going to put them in the microwave for pretty much a total of 10 minutes. However, you're going to remove it or stop and stir about every 3 minutes to make sure that everything is well incorporated and that everything is boiling and nice and bubbly. One of the reasons I love this recipe is because I don't have to sit at the stovetop for 10 minutes stirring this mixture. Most candies, that's what you have to do. But in the microwave, you just stop every about 3 minutes, stir, and allow it to continue to cook. So it's just a really easy process. Your kids could even do it. Now, once everything is nice and melted and it's gone in the microwave for that 10 minutes, you are going to add your final ingredients. So that means you're going to add your vanilla as well as your chocolate chips, and if you want, chopped nuts, and then the marshmallow cream. Now, I always start with my chocolate chips. It's a cup of chocolate chips that I'm just adding right into this nice, hot, bubbly, caramely mixture. And it is so hot that those chocolate chips are just going to melt. That's why it has to cook for that 10 minutes. Those chocolate chips are going to melt, and then I'll add my splash of vanilla just to give it that little bit of flavor. Stir it again. And once it's all well incorporated, I'm going to add my marshmallow fluff. And you're using that whole jar of marshmallow fluff or marshmallow cream. That's 7 ounces of marshmallow cream. You could make your own. I'm just taking the easy way out and have it from the store. And once that is all in your bowl, you're going to mix it until it's a really nice, smooth, creamy texture. And that will take a little bit to do. It's still warm, and you want to work while it's warm so everything really incorporates nicely. Look how creamy that looks. Now, if you want this recipe, I will leave a link down in the description so you can grab the full recipe and know amounts for each of the ingredients. Then I'm going to place that fudge in a parchment-lined 9 by 13 pan and just pour it in there and smooth it out, and then I'll just leave it on the countertop to cool. It will take, an hour or so to start cooling down, and then it'll harden up, and you'll have nice, yummy little fudge squares that you can share with your family and friends. The next recipe that is my husband's favorite is English toffee. And this is one that we had sometimes growing up, but it wasn't one that I necessarily thought of as a family favorite. But my husband loves English toffee. And so now I make it every year, if not for giving away, just for my husband. For your ingredients, you're going to need pecans, butter, sugar, corn syrup, a little bit of water, and chocolate chips. Now, with your pecans, you are going to chop them up really fine. And I'm just using my little Pampered Chef chopper here, and it really cuts them up nice and fine, which is great. I like to have them a little chunky, but not too much. I don't want a whole mouthful of chunks of pecans. So you're going to have about a cup and a half of pecans. Then I line a cookie sheet with parchment paper. You don't have to do this. It just makes for easy cleanup. And I'm going to put about half of those pecans onto that parchment paper. So this is the base of this English toffee. And again, that parchment paper is easy cleanup. It's also a great way to cut that toffee when you're done with it. Now into a stock pot, and make sure you get a big enough one. I started with too small a one this time. I need to maybe make a note of that I have to use my big stock pot. But you're going to add your butter, your sugar, and your corn syrup along with your water. Now I know a lot of people have varying opinions on corn syrup. I am sure there are other recipes out there that include no corn syrup. That's totally up to you and what is, on your family's nutritional list. But for us, a little bit of corn syrup during the holidays is not going to hurt us. Now, the other thing that you're going to need when you are making candy is a candy thermometer like this one. It's like a regular temperature thermometer. It has the mercury at the bottom, and that allows you to watch as you are making your candy. Now, there are different firmness that you need for different candies, and my thermometer actually says, though, what temperatures those are at, which is super helpful for myself. But you need to cook this mixture until it gets to 290 degrees and starts to caramelize. This is when it is a hard crack. And then you pour it right over those pecans. And it just looks so delicious. Now it will be bubbly and kind of seems foamy. You can use your spatula to kind of pat it down, but in all actuality, the bubbles will almost go away on their own. Now, you'll notice I added those chocolate chips right after I poured that caramel mixture because you want those chocolate chips to melt. And the only way they're going to do that is if they're hot. So once they start to melt, I just take a spatula and spread that chocolate all over the top of that hard crack caramel and smooth it out the best I can. And then I will top it with the remaining pecans. And that's it. That's how easy English toffee is. It is super fast. I think maybe takes me 30 minutes from start to finish. And then if you need to be able to crack it very quickly because you want to use it or eat it right away, you can pop it into the refrigerator and it's ready to go very fast. Once I've given the candy a few hours to set and cool down, it's time to cut into it and get it put into containers for storage or to give to friends and family. For my fudge, I typically like to have them in small pieces. Fudge can be really, really rich. I actually use semi-sweet chocolate chips in this, so it kind of cuts through some of that richness. And so I only make about half-inch pieces of fudge. When it comes to my English toffee, I usually have about 1 inch to 1.5 inch pieces. And with English toffee, you literally can just take your hands and break it. Everything is cut or snapped. It goes into containers, and we can enjoy the treats throughout the season or share with family and friends. The holiday season is our time to be together and to share the joy of the birth of our Savior Jesus Christ. We love the opportunities we have to give to those in our community as well as to family and friends. We are so grateful for each one of you. We hope you have a Merry Christmas. See you next time.